Euphoria Season 3 is still one of the most talked about and confusing returns in modern TV history. Fans have been waiting for years, but the biggest question is still the same. When is it actually coming back? And what will it look like after all the delays and changes behind the scenes? Reports and updates from entertainment media suggest that production has faced major slowdowns due to scheduling conflicts, Hollywood strikes, and creative changes. Even HBO has not given a clear, confirmed release date yet, which has only increased the mystery and hype around the next season. And now, fans are starting to wonder if the show will return exactly the same or completely different. To understand why season 3 is so important, we need to go back to where it all started. Euphoria first became a global hit because it showed teenage life in a raw and emotional way, focusing on pain, addiction, love, and identity struggles in a very intense style. At the center of the story is Rue, a teenager dealing with addiction and mental health struggles. Her journey is not just about drugs, but also about finding purpose, losing control, and trying to rebuild her life again and again. Her friendship with Jules added another emotional layer, showing love, confusion, and distance at the same time. Season 1 introduced the world to these characters and set the foundation of chaos, relationships, and hidden pain. It showed how every character is fighting their own battle, even when they look fine on the outside. From Nate's aggressive behavior and control issues to Cassie's emotional dependency on relationships, every storyline was deeply connected to insecurity and trauma. Then came season 2, which took everything to a much darker level. The drama became more intense, especially with Rue's relapse and her struggle to stay clean. Her actions created tension with almost everyone around her, especially her family and Jules. The season also focused heavily on Cassie and Nate's controversial relationship, which caused major conflict with Maddie and others in their circle. One of the biggest talking points of season 2 was how chaotic and emotional the storytelling became. Every episode pushed characters closer to breaking points, showing betrayal, heartbreak, and violent emotional outbursts. By the end of the season, nothing felt fully resolved. Relationships were broken, trust was destroyed, and several characters were left at uncertain emotional stages. The season 2 finale didn't give a clean ending. Instead, it left viewers with more questions than answers. Rue's future remained unclear. Nate's actions had long-term consequences waiting to unfold, and Jules, Cassie, and Maddie were all left in complicated emotional positions. This unfinished ending is one of the main reasons why anticipation for season 3 is so high. Even today, fans continue to rewatch scenes, analyze hidden meanings, and discuss theories online because the story feels incomplete. The emotional weight of seasons 1 and 2 is exactly what makes season 3 so important, because it has the responsibility to continue these broken storylines and possibly bring closure, or make things even more intense than before. After the huge success of the first 2 seasons, fans expected Euphoria Season 3 to move into production quickly. But that is not what happened. Instead, the show has been stuck in a long period of uncertainty. And this has created a lot of confusion among viewers who are waiting for clear answers. As of now, HBO has officially confirmed that Euphoria Season 3 is still in development, but there is no fixed release date. This means the show has not been cancelled, but it also has not entered a smooth production schedule either. In simple words, the project is active but moving very slowly compared to normal TV production timelines. One of the biggest reasons behind the delay is the combination of Hollywood strikes and industry-wide production pauses that affected many major shows. During this time, writing and filming schedules were disrupted, and many projects were pushed back. Euphoria was also impacted, which added several months of delay to its planning stage. Even after the strikes ended, the production did not immediately restart at full speed, which raised more questions among fans. Another major factor is creative direction. Reports from entertainment sources suggest that the creators and network are carefully reworking the storyline for season 3. This is important because Euphoria is not a simple drama show. It depends heavily on emotional storytelling, visual style, and character depth. Any small change in direction can take a lot of time to develop properly. This is one of the reasons why the writing process has reportedly taken longer than expected. There is also the issue of cast availability. Many actors from the show have become extremely busy with films, series, and other major projects. Coordinating schedules for a large ensemble cast like Euphoria is not easy. When key actors are not available at the same time, production has to wait or adjust plans, which can slow everything down even further. Despite all these delays, HBO has continued to show interest in keeping the series alive. The network still considers Euphoria one of its most successful modern dramas, especially because of its strong fan base and cultural impact. This is why, instead of cancelling it, they are taking more time to make sure season 3 meets expectations. At the same time, there has been no official confirmation of filming start dates. Some reports suggest early development stages are complete, while others indicate that scripts are still being refined. Because of this mixed information, fans often get confused about whether the show is close to returning or still far away. What is clear, however, is that Euphoria Season 3 is not a rushed project. Everything happening behind the scenes points toward a carefully planned return rather than a quick continuation. HBO and the creators seem focused on making sure the next season feels meaningful, even if it takes longer than expected. For now, the official status remains simple but frustrating for fans. The show is coming back, but nobody knows exactly when. One of the biggest questions fans keep asking about Euphoria Season 3 is simple: when will it finally release? But the truth is, even now, there is no confirmed date from HBO. What we have instead are reports, industry hints, and production patterns that help us estimate a possible timeline. Based on entertainment updates and production behavior, most early expectations place the release around 2025. However, due to ongoing delays, that timeline has shifted. With writing delays, scheduling issues, and production planning still not fully locked, the release window has now become much more uncertain. Many industry observers now suggest that 2026 is a more realistic possibility, but even that is not officially confirmed. The reason for this long gap is not just one issue, but a combination of several. First, the writing process itself appears to be taking longer than expected. Euphoria is known for its detailed, emotional storytelling and visually heavy scenes, which means scripts are not simple or quick to finalize. Every episode requires strong narrative structure, character depth, and visual planning, which naturally increases development time. Second, filming schedules are extremely difficult to coordinate. The main cast members have become global stars, working on multiple films and series at the same time. When actors are booked for other major projects, production must wait for their availability. This kind of scheduling conflict is one of the biggest reasons high-profile shows get delayed, especially ensemble dramas like Euphoria. Third, post-production also plays a big role. The show is not just about filming scenes. It relies heavily on editing style, lighting effects, color grading, and music selection to create its unique emotional tone. This means even after filming, the editing process takes additional months before the final product is ready for release. Another important factor is HBO's internal strategy. Networks often decide release timing based on competition, subscription cycles, and content planning for the year. It is possible that Euphoria Season 3 is being positioned for a major release window, where it can get maximum attention and viewership, rather than being dropped quickly into a crowded schedule. Because of all these combined factors, the release date remains flexible rather than fixed. While fans were hoping for a fast comeback, the current situation suggests that patience is still required. The production team seems more focused on quality and impact rather than speed, which often leads to longer waiting periods but stronger final results. So at this stage, the safest conclusion is this: Euphoria Season 3 is in progress, but the exact release timeline is still unclear, and any dates circulating online should be treated as speculation until HBO makes an official announcement. In the next section, we will look at the cast updates and what changes fans might expect when the show finally returns. One of the most discussed topics around Euphoria Season 3 is the cast. Fans are not just waiting for the story, they also want to know which characters will return, who might leave, and whether new faces will enter the show. Because of the long delay, this part has become even more uncertain and interesting. The good news for fans is that the main cast is expected to return. This includes Zendaya as Rue, who remains the emotional center of the series. Rue's journey is still unfinished, and Season 3 is expected to continue her struggle with addiction, recovery, and self-discovery. Alongside her, characters like Jules, Nate, Cassie, and Maddie are also expected to play major roles again, since their storylines were left unresolved in Season 2. However, even though most main characters are expected to return, there is still uncertainty about screen time and focus. Because of the long gap between seasons, character development may shift. Some characters might get more attention, while others could have smaller or more limited roles, depending on the new story direction. There have also been ongoing rumors about possible cast changes. In long-running shows like Euphoria, it is not unusual for supporting characters to have reduced presence or even exit the story, especially when actors move on to other major projects. While nothing official has been confirmed, fans are already speculating about which side characters might not return in the same way. At the same time, there is strong expectation that new characters could be introduced in Season 3. This is a common move in TV dramas, especially when the story is entering a new phase. New characters can bring fresh conflict, new relationships, and different emotional dynamics into the story. If Euphoria continues its trend, these new additions could significantly change the direction of the show. Another important point is scheduling. Many of the cast members have become highly in-demand actors in Hollywood. Zendaya, for example, has multiple major film projects, while other cast members are also working on international productions. Because of this, filming schedules need to be carefully coordinated, which can sometimes affect how much screen time each character gets in the season. Despite all these uncertainties, HBO and the creators still seem committed to maintaining the core identity of the show. The emotional weight of Rue's story, the complex relationships between characters, and the intense drama are all expected to remain central. Even if the cast structure changes slightly, the heart of the series is likely to stay the same. So while fans can expect the return of most familiar faces, Season 3 may also bring surprises in terms of new characters and shifting story focus. This mix of returning favorites and possible new additions is one of the reasons why anticipation for the new season continues to grow.
अंधेरी दीवारों में खुद को ढूंढता हूँ मैं ये जो दिन सहाने थे उन्हीं को सोचता हूँ मैं तुम्हारे बिन ये मौसम भी बड़ा बेसर्द लगता है दिल का हर एक कोना अब बहुत ही दूर भरता है अंधेरी दीवारों में खुद को ढूंढता हूँ मैं ये जो दिन सुहाने थे उन्हीं को सोचता हूँ मैं तुम्हारे बिन ये मौसम भी बड़ा सर्द लगता है दिल का हर एक वक्त एक गम ही लिखा था। सितारों से भी पूछता है पता तेरा कहाँ होगा, मगर खामोश है दुनिया, कहाँ मेरा जहाँ होगा। बस एक बार मुड़ के देख ले मेरी बेबसी की सूरत। मुझे है आज भी तेरी वफा की सख्त जरूरत। साए मेरे तन्हा सफर बस रह गया दर्द का असर। साए मेरे तन्हा सफर बस रह गया दर्द का असर, दर्द